Dry fire. Punch piece. Handle cartridge. Show and load. Ram cartridge. Pick and prime. Make ready. Give fire. Boom. Okay. Now we're going to use our small cartridge that I made. What's up? Oh yes. Small cartridge. Okay. Actually, yeah. Large cartridge first. Okay. Full load. Live fire. Search piece. Sponge piece. Handle cartridge. Show and load. Ram cartridge. Pick and prime. Have a care. Make ready. Cover your ears. Give fire.
Shot the butterfly down.
Search piece. Sponge piece. Yeah, small cartridge. Worm. Sponge. Handle cartridge. Light load. Show and load. Ram cartridge. Fingers crossed, gentlemen. Make sure you pour one on that flame before. Make ready. Cover your ears. Give fire. Yep, just as loud. Same amount of powder. All right. Search piece. Sponge piece. Search piece. Sponge piece. We'll go one more. What the heck? Handle cartridge.
I find that when I'm doing it, I just wait for the bang and I jump.
Show and load.
You're going to set it off anyway.
Ram cartridge. Pick and prime. Ma'am, I'll just step back just a tiny bit. Have a care. Make ready. Cover your ears. Give! Fire! Nice. Search the piece. Yep. Yeah. Punch the piece. Search the piece. Sponge. Secure the cannon.
Pretty good, all three went off.
Yes.
Yeah, that was perfect.
3-pound solid cannonball. That's the main ordnance that it will fire, and the range about that is about 300 yards. So 3 football fields, that's how far it's going. And so this cannon could also fire a charge of 32 musket balls called grape shot at close range, about 100 yards. And so that would be a widespread, like a giant shotgun, as the enemy was coming towards the cannon. It takes a crew of 6 stout men to operate the cannon. We have 5 right now. One position that we're missing is a gun commander, who would be in charge of the cannon crew. But each man on the cannon crew would have their own specific job, and they would know their job as well as all the other jobs on the cannon, so just in case anyone else fell during battle, they would still be able to operate the cannon. Now the first step would be to search the piece with the worm. Devin, show everyone the worm. The worm is an iron corkscrew at the end of the ramrod, so it's going to search the bore of the cannon from the remnants of the last powder charge. During the Revolution, they used linen sacks of gunpowder to hold the gunpowder, so when they fire, there would actually be burning fabric inside the cannon. We don't want that when we're going to be loading more gunpowder into the cannon, so that is for what the worm is for. Then the second matros has the sponge. Brought show everyone the sponge. The sponge is a sheepskin wrapped around the ramrod, dipped in a bucket of water so it's damp and wet to extinguish any embers inside the cannon. On sponge the piece. Now listen. Now you hear that thud, that pop? That pop is very important because I, as the second gunner, I am covering the touch hole back here at the end of the back end of the cannon with my thumb covered in a leather stall. I am blocking air from entering the cannon, so when the cannon is swabbed with the sponge, it creates a vacuum. Fire can't burn in a vacuum, so if there's anything that was burning down there, it is now extinguished. It's very, very important that I am covering this touch hole because if we don't, we won't hear that pop, we won't have a vacuum, there could be something still burning down there, and we could be loading powder in, and it might blow up the entire cannon. So if I wasn't covering the touch hole, I would now be endangering everyone on the cannon. So I would be punished after the battle. I would be tied to the cannon wheels like this and whipped 10 times on my bare back with a cat of 9 tails. That would be my punishment to remind me to always cover the touch hole when we're loading the cannon. That punishment was called kissing the gunner's daughter. Now the cannon is safe to be loaded. We haven't even touched the powder yet. These 2 steps just for safety. The next command would be to handle cartridge. Powder monkey is back. No, I don't need that now. Back by the. So the powder monkey is back at the ammo box, which you can see is kept far enough away from the big thing that goes boom. The powder monkey is also usually the shortest member of the cannon crew because they're a smaller target, because this is the only time when the ammunition, the powder, is exposed to the enemy. So on handle cartridge, dry run, gets the ammunition from the ammo box and brings it up to the first matros. The enemy is looking for the powder monkey because if they shoot him, they could possibly shoot that powder charge and blow everyone up. Very, very important. Now the first matros has the powder and now going to load it into the cannon. Load. You will load it in the muzzle because this is a muzzle loader. But we want it down here because that's how we're going to fire it. So now we're going to ram the charge, ram the cartridge. The second matros has a ramrod, and as you can see, he throws the ramrod down when he packs it in there. He doesn't have 2 hands on it, packing it like this like you see in the movies. Why does he do that? Because what if there was something still burning down here? And that powder will then hit that piece of fire, the cannon will go off, the cannonball, the ramrod, and his hands are going to go down the field unless he lets go of the ramrod. So that's why he throws the ramrod down. Just in case the cannon goes off, he gets to keep his arms. Now the cannon is loaded. Now my job, since I've been covering the touch hole here prevent any air from entering. My job now is to pick and prime. I have a brass pick. This brass does not create any sparks. This is an iron cannon, so even with brass, I cannot create sparks to prematurely detonate it. I can puncture the powder charge. This will open up the sack of gunpowder, so I can introduce a priming quill. The priming quill is a bird's feather filled with gunpowder, so it acts as a fuse from outside the cannon to inside the cannon. That's how we're going to fire. You could also use a musket cartridge, the same ammunition that we use for the muskets. We could pour that in there, but that's a little bit less common, so the quills work much better. So now the cannon is loaded and picked and primed. I will then cover it with my hat because we are on a very busy battlefield. There's sparks and fire and smoke. We don't want a stray spark setting off this cannon prematurely because we might have friendly units moving in front of us. We want it to go off when we say fire. The last two steps are for the first gunner, who's been sitting patiently over here with the lens stock. Chris, will show everyone the lens stock. The lens stock is a pole that holds what's called the slow match. This is a linen rope treated with a compound called saltpeter, which is a compound in gunpowder. So when it's lit, it burns very slowly, but also extremely hot, like the end of a cigar or cigarette. So even on a windy, blustery day, it's going to burn very slowly, but it's still going to have enough fire to touch off the cannon and fire it. So on the command of make ready, we would then step back, the lens stock comes up, and give fire, it comes down to the fuse, and boom, the cannon goes off. When I say make ready, that's your time to cover your ears with the palms of your hands. Don't put fingers in your ears, cover your ears with your hands. You don't have to do it now, but when I say make ready. Okay, okay, live fire. Yep. No, use this one, it's better. Here, live fire. Search piece. Sponge piece. Handle cartridge. Show and load. Ram cartridge. Pick and prime. Cover your ears. Give fire! Search piece. Sponge piece. Search piece. Sponge piece. Handle cartridge. Show and load. Ram cartridge. Pick and prime. Make ready. Cover your ears. Give fire. One more time. Search piece. Punch piece. Search piece. Sponge piece. Handle cartridge. Show and load. Ram cartridge. Pick and prime. Make ready. Cover your ears. Give. Fire. Tap that up. Starts the piece. Sponge piece. Starts the piece. Sponge piece. Secure the cannon.